Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rumen. Welcome back to Silent Hill 3. Last time we mourned one of the most iconic Silent Hill characters, and now we are at Brookhaven Hospital. That's right, the same hospital that was in Silent Hill 2. There's a map right here, but it is not the same exact map that James used, as James has none of his markings on it. I can understand why that would be distracting if it did. I would recommend either the stun gun or the katana for these nurses. They go down in 2 stun gun hits, so the stun gun is a very, very nice weapon for them. But the katana can do good damage too. I wouldn't really even recommend fighting them because you can just run past them pretty easily. They are very slow. However, they do a ton of damage. Those nurses will take away almost a fourth of your health every pipe hit you take, so be careful not to get by them. There must have been kids here too then. I played with dolls like this when I was a child too. It really takes me back. Examine this here. This day has finally come. That's right, the day when you and I will meet. I was always thinking of you, here in this gloomy cell. I never even knew your name, or your face until today. But now I know. I know you're the one I've been waiting for. And haven't you been waiting for me too? That's why you came to rescue me. Oh, how I love you, Heather. I want to give you my prized doll I made to commemorate our meeting. The start of this everlasting love. Ah, I can already see your smiling face. Stanley Coleman. Okay, that's creepy. That is creepy right there. Disgusting. I don't touch of a 10-foot pole. That's right, Heather. Don't even bother. You can examine this painting. She says just whatever about it. She says it's nice, but whatever. And you can examine this flower. She says she doesn't know what kind of flower it is, so nothing too interesting. Yes, the nurses are very slow. I wouldn't recommend killing them because they will respawn later anyway, so I wouldn't even bother. Currently, we are here on the map. We are in the doctor's lounge. There's a memo posted on the refrigerator. Food only. Do not store drugs. Remember when James read that same memo in Silent Hill 2? That's pretty cool. I wonder if it's okay to store health drinks in here. I got a health drink. Very nice. Very nice. It's a medical record or something. It's for this Leonard guy. Could this be the same Leonard that Vincent was talking about? Room S12. Presenting mild audio-visual hallucinations, emotional instability, obsessive ideas. Suspect mild schizophrenia. Will continue observation. Basically calm and cooperative with a strong sense of justice. However, according to reports, becomes very violent when overexcited. The other one is for Stanley Coleman. Hey, we read about him. This is the guy who wrote that sick diary. Room S07. Usually passive and cowardly, also egotistical. Sometimes shows and acts on obsessive attachment to a particular woman. This has caused violent incidents. Use caution. Alright, now that's creepy. Anyway, right now I want to go to the elevator and go to floor 2. Boom, floor 2. Unlike Silent Hill 2, you can actually skip the elevator cutscenes in this game, which is pretty cool. You couldn't do that in Silent Hill 2, I wonder why. And the funny thing about not being able to skip the elevator cutscenes in Silent Hill 2 is that it did actually count towards in-game time in Silent Hill 2, so that's pretty neat. Okay, so examine this one as well. Little diary right here. You may not have realized your own true feelings, but you sense them unconsciously, and so you're trying to get closer to me. That's a virtue. The path to paradise. If the door's locked, open it. Use the password for the prison gates. Doctor, I've forgotten his name. Anyway, that quack has posted it. He should be here, too. I mean, 4 numbers would have been good enough, but he kept on going. Isn't it a shame? I'm not here. Aren't you irritated? I long for you, but you're so cruel. Still, I want you, Heather. Stanley Coleman. And right here we have a puzzle, so I will meet you back on the easy mode version of this puzzle. And here I am on easy mode. Again, I'm just wearing a different costume just to spice things up a little bit. Press move to right, press move 1 up, press move 2 down, press the door shall open. Alright, very simple. Press, move to right, press. Man, the cursor is so sensitive in the PS2 version. Okay, so 4, 6, and you want to move up 1, 3, and then down to 9. Yeah, that's the puzzle. Pretty simple right there, yeah. Pretty intuitive. Pretty fun puzzle, actually, in my opinion. And now for the normal riddle level. There's a typewritten memo posted here. What's this supposed to mean? The first is larger than the second twice the third smaller than the fourth is half the first. 4 of the numbers are not repeated, 3 are not in the top row, 2 are not in the right row, 1 of the numbers is the final key. Interesting. So, just by reading this, you should be able to conclude that the first number is going to be the largest number in this number code. And it also needs to be an even number. The fourth number being half the first would indicate that it has to be even. So we can conclude that the first number is either 6 or 8, and that the fourth number would be either 3 or 4. The third being smaller than the fourth would indicate that the third number must be either 1, 2, or 3, considering the fact that the fourth number can only be 3 or 4. And the second number is going to be a multiplication of 1, 2, or 3, so it's either going to be 2, 4, or 6. 4 of the numbers are not repeated, so there will be no repeating numbers. 3 are not in the top row, so 1 of the numbers is in the top row. 2 are not in the right row, so 2 of them are not in the right row. 1 of the numbers is the final key. So yeah, so the second paragraph here is pretty self-explanatory. So, the first number is going to be a large even number. The second number is going to be twice the third, so let's try 6 and 3. And the last number is going to be half of the first number. Here we go, 8634. And here I am back on hard riddle level difficulty. There's a typewritten memo posted here. What's this supposed to mean? Your eyes blue like a glassy bead. You are always looking at me and I am always looking at you. Ah, you're too meek, beautiful, unspoiled, thus I'm so sad. I suffer and so happy it hurts. I want to hurt you and destroy myself, what you would think if you knew how I felt. Would you simply smile, not saying a word? Even curses from your mouth would be as beautiful as pearls. I place my left hand on your face as though we were to kiss. And I shove my thumb deep into your eye socket, abruptly, decisively, like drilling a hole. And what would it feel like? Like jelly? Trembling of ecstasy. I obscenely mix it around and around. I must taste the warmth of your blood. How would you scream? Would you shriek, it hurts, it hurts? As cinnabar red tears stream from your crushed eye? You can't know the maddening hunger I felt in the midst of our kisses, so many of them I've lost count. As though drinking in your cries, I bring my hopes to fruition. Biting your tongue, shredding it, biting your lips as if tasting your lipstick. Oh, what euphoric heights I would reach, having my desires fulfilled like a greedy, gluttonous cur. I'd longed, too, for your cherry-tinted cheeks, tasty enough to bewitch my tongue. I would surely be healed and would cry like a child. And how is your tender ear? It brushes against my cheek. I want it to creep up to my lips so I can sink my teeth into its flesh. Your left ear, always hearing words whispered sweet as pie. I wanted to hear my true feelings. I never lied, no. But I did have my secrets. Ah, but what must you think of me? Do you hate me? Are you afraid? As though inviting you to the agony at the play's end, if you wish you could destroy me, I wouldn't care. As you wish you may destroy me, I wouldn't care. Yes, very graphic piece of literature right there. This puzzle is cryptic. You need to visualize this number pad as a face, and you need to pay attention to where the author of this poem eats off of his victim's face. Here they mention that they want to taste the warmth of their victim's blood, so you want to pay attention to where they drink the blood off of their victim's face. As though drinking in your cries, that would imply that they're drinking somewhere in the eyeball area, perhaps maybe the ear area, wherever tears drip to. Biting your tongue, shredding it, biting at our lips as if tasting your lipstick. The next number would be the mouth, presumably. Cherry-tinted cheeks, tasty enough to bewitch my tongue. The next number would represent one of the cheeks. And right here, this passage begins with, how is your tender ear? The fourth number would represent an ear. And right here in the next passage, they reveal that it's the left ear. So let's try to rationalize this a little bit. The first number was tears, and I'm assuming that the victim was on their back while they were having their face eaten off. And when you cry when you're laying on your back, then your tears would probably drip down to your ear. And maybe 4 represents the ear? The second number was the mouth, so perhaps that would be 8 as a representation of the mouth. The third digit were the cheeks, so either 7 or 9 probably, because they're below what I assume to be the ears here, which is 6 or 4, so I'm going to assume 9, which is one of the cheeks, probably at least. And then the fourth digit was their left ear. There we go. 4, 8, 9, 6. Pretty neat puzzle, right? Our next destination is examination room 3, which would be right here on the map. You can examine this corpse. There's a man's corpse laid out on the stretcher. The hand that's sticking out of the sheet has something written on it. The start time is my key. That is a hint to a little puzzle later. You can examine his foot. Margaret, let's swear our love until death do us part. There's a medical record here. Could this be for this dead guy? Background unknown, name, age unknown. Not admitted patient, found in poor mental state on hospital grounds and temporarily installed in room M4 at Chief's discretion. Died late tonight from blood loss due to severed carotid artery. Was grasping own kitchen knife in right hand, assumed this was cause of neck wound. Possible suicide, but wound angle suspicious. Sent to second floor treatment room for further investigation. Have received no proof or corroboration of event from patient residing in same room. Have not notified police. However, for future necessity, leave victim's bed and effects intact, room N4. So yes, our next destination is room M4. Which is over here. However, before we go in there, we can't actually come in here. And there's nothing in here, just a bunch of nurses. So don't bother. Also, one of those nurses has a gun. Do not get hit by that. Okay, quickly run over here and turn this off. Yes, because that is very annoying. Okay, now before I deal with that, I just want to read this. There was a tattooed guy on that rumpled bed. Not anymore, though. That alarm clock and filthy bag are his. Ah, but don't misunderstand, I haven't done a thing. I didn't hate him, though he was a liar. Shall I write something on my own? On my chest, since I can't open it to show you my heart. I love Heather. No, something a bit more forceful. I love Heather isn't enough for what I feel. Oh, what tender emotion this image brings. Stanley Coleman. Creepy, ew. How fast is he writing those notes? Anyway, now on normal mode, the solution to this puzzle would be whatever time it is, so it's going to be 6:07 on normal mode. However, on hard mode, it's going to be that same time in military time, which would be 18:07. And it is randomized, so you just need to convert whatever the time is to military time. So 18:07. There we go. And there we picked up the instant camera. Instant camera, unlike a normal camera, you can see the developed photos right away. And Heather says something pretty interesting about the bed here. The pillow is stained and sticky with blood. Is this from the tattooed guy? I got a bad feeling. So do I, Heather. And if the camera in your inventory, you can leave now. And be careful in that hallway. One of those nurses has a gun, so... Ah, I got hit. Come on, Heather. There we go. Alright, you just want to make it over here. Right there on the map. The woman's locker room. And I am going to heal. There we go. You can pick up the nail polish and the perfume. The perfume attracts nurse enemies towards you, so really no reason to wear it. See those nurses over there? Well, if I, put on the perfume. Whoopsie daisy, I didn't even equip it. Equip, there we go. Yeah, see that? They're really aggressive now. They're really trying to hunt me down. Okay, we just want to go back to the first floor. And first floor we go. Right now I want to go to C4. So many nurses, and that one has a gun! Yes, you want to be careful, because these nurses have guns. The organization has me shut up in here. They mean to break my will, to make me forget about all that. But I'll stay sane even if they throw me in here with lunatics. How about if I stick this to the wall? You can peel it off, can't you? With that junk those nasty wrenches won't stop using? If a thing has no meaning, there's no reason for it to exist at all. Just as you exist for me. But why haven't you taken my doll with you? Ah, my gift must have embarrassed you. How cute you are, Heather. Stanley Coleman. What the fuck? He's writing that as we're running around the hospital? That's creepy. You can examine this here. Pretty gnarly stuff. I'd love to take this key with me, but it's stuck to the wall. Yeah, so would I. So basically, you want to use the nail polish remover. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, I'm stupid. It's right there. This takes off nail polish. I found it in the women's locker room. And alright, we got the stairwell key. And it's pretty obvious where our next destination is going to be. It's going to be in the stairwell. Now, it's faster to go to the basement, but if you go to the basement right now, you will miss a memo on the 3rd floor. So that's where I'm going. But it is faster to go to the basement. Very nice ambient sound there. Alright, you want to make it all the way to the roof, and you can examine this memo right here. I mean, Stanley's diary right here. I also like the rooftop. It makes you want to fly. You too? Stanley Coleman. And there are closers everywhere. Grab those submachine gun bullets. You can examine this fence here for a Silent Hill 2 reference. It's just a normal screen. It doesn't look like it's about to break and fall. Yeah, that's pretty funny. No, Heather, get out of the way! Okay. That was pretty intense. And the memo that I'm looking for is right over here. Right in here. Okay, yes, this memo will not be here if you go to the basement and do all the stuff you need to do in the basement first. There's a good variety, but there... Okay, come on. Heather, examine this. There we go. Heather, my most sacred lover, I'm always watching you. No matter where you are or what you may be doing, I have never lost sight of you. I know you feel intensely lonely, yet with a single key to this door, those feelings won't stand in the way any longer. We haven't been able to see each other for so long. Be patient, it's just a little longer. I'll be patient too, even though I long to hold you in these hands of mine. The key is behind the shelves in the underground garage. Right there, ask that idiot doctor. There's not a single person here who's right in the head. Not just in this hospital, I mean all of Silent Hill. Except me, Stanley Coleman. Yes, this is a very easy to miss memo. Stun gun battery and health drink, very nice. And there's a save point right here, feel free to save. I don't think Heather has anything to say about it. Yeah, she doesn't. And now let's go all the way back to the basement. Okay, I am back on the 1st floor stairwell. I sped that up for you guys. And now this is cool. In Silent Hill 2, you went in here, right? And this is where you found Maria after abandoning her in the hospital. And we heard like a squeaking noise over here. However, we couldn't actually go over here because it was blocked by a fence. Well, now we can come over here. It's a wheelchair. Where's the person that was using it? The machine gun right here. Also, I love Heather's stance with the katana. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Okay. You can examine the elevator here. The blood trail continues into the elevator. Part of me wants to peek in, but then it's a little creepy too. Yeah. Pretty wicked stuff. I guess they must be in that elevator. Nah, maybe it was a miracle. Also, this is one of my favorite rooms in the game. I just like how that light flickers on and off. Such a nice little detail. There's a suspicious space between the shelf and the wall, but I can't squeeze into there, and there's no way I can move the shelf either. If you examine the blood, she says something interesting about it. Streaks of blood, as if something was dragged and are continuing onto the back of the shelf. No, it's more like they start from the back of the shelf. Eerie. Want to use the instant camera? Eight, 2, 1, 4. Alrighty, let's go. We must use that button combination all the way back on the 3rd floor. And here I am back on the 3rd floor. But before we use this code here, let's come over here instead. There's a memo on the wall. Punishment for brutality towards patient, 12 hours confinement in the special treatment room. Dismissal policy no longer in effect. Contact the chief if you have any questions. There's something handwritten on the top of the typewritten sentence. I could have read that a little better, my bad. The trick is not to leave any marks. And one other thing, this looks like it was written by a different person. The chief is a pervert. Christy would have been better off if she had been fired. Oh, man. Well, assumably she's in here, so let's check on her, shall we? No, Christy! That's really depressing. You can come in here for another one of Stan Lee's memos. Flowing freely, your ebony hair like the night sky, scattering fragrance. My heart clamoring in my chest like a storm, you trifle with it. Your pristine glance like a feast when you smile. My thoughts disturb, my breath like opium, it drives me mad. Eric, a great poet who conveys my feelings so well. I shouldn't have let this place get to me, should never have gone crazy. But it's superbly enjoyable to drown in my love for you. But why won't you accept proof of my love? Don't stand on ceremony now. After all, you and I exist as one. What I give to you is the same as what I give to me. Stanley Coleman. What a creep. That's all there is in here, and yeah, we can leave now. Really nothing in here, just some disturbing stuff, really. Alright, I actually forgot what the code was, so I'm going to go into my memos so I can look at it. Photo on chip. Wait, that's the wrong one. My bad. Eight two 8214. The cursor is so sensitive! Okay, this cell is enterable. I'm just gonna tell you right now, the only cells on this floor that are enterable are S1, S7, and S12. Those are the ones you want. The health drink right there. You can examine this. It's a magazine, just some kind of gossip magazine. Teaching Despair. Hope House. Hope House, an orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill, but behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Hope House is managed by the Silent Hill Smile and Support Society, a charity organization sometimes called S4. It's true that S4 is a well-respected charity that takes in poor children without homes and raises them with hope, but at its heart is a heathen organization that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values. Mr. Smith, temp, who lives near Hope House, had this to say: "Sometimes at night I can hear their weird prayers and the sounds of children crying. I went there to complain one time, but they ran me right out. Since then, it hasn't changed a bit. In fact, this reporter was refused admission when he attempted to take photographs in the facility. What exactly do the folks at Hope House have to hide?" During my investigations, I was able to discover, however, a suspicious-looking round concrete tower which appears to be a part of their facilities. Unfortunately, no one was willing to tell us what the tower was used for, but it seems unlikely that it has anything to do with the business of raising orphans. It may, in fact, be a prison or a secret place of worship. The cult religion that operates Hope House is known by the locals simply as the Order. It's a religion that is deeply interwoven with Silent Hill's history, but its worshippers' fervent belief that they are among the elite chosen people has a dark and dangerous side. I intend to continue my investigation of Hope House and the cult behind it. I've always believed that telling the whole truth and showing the children the true path is our most important duty. Joseph Schreiber. Hope House. I feel like I've heard that name before. Eerie. All there really is in here, so you can leave and go to S7 now. And when you pass this beef jerky right here, a bunch of nurses will spawn, so be careful. Okay, grab. See that? Look at all those nurses. Goodbye, Heather. I'm sorry I wasn't able to respond to your love. It's all over. Leonard despises me because I made fun of it, saying it would come to this. If it weren't for his meddling, I would have been able to meet you in just a little while. Then I could have taken you to my world. A world for us alone, more beautiful than this one. And I had been waiting for this day, for today. The day I'd see you. The day you'd save me. Today. Heather, watch out for him. Leonard is no ordinary guy. Farewell. I loved you. Heather, my goddess. Heather, my lover. Heather, my... That is... weirdly unfortunate. The doll is all torn apart. It's really pretty sad to look at. I wonder who did it anyway. I would assume Stanley did it. Whoopsie daisies, wrong door. S12 is where we want to go to. And answer the phone.
Hello?
Claudia.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie to me, Claudia. You're always trying to run from your responsibilities. Have you come to apologize? Or maybe you still don't realize how foolish you've been. The salvation of all mankind. Ah, what a ridiculous dream.
Wait, just listen to me for a second.
I've heard enough from you already. How did you turn out this way? Where did I go wrong?
Listen to me already. I'm not Claudia.
You're not Claudia.
My name is Heather.
Heather.
Who are you?
Leonard Wolf. I'm sorry. I thought you were my daughter.
Claudia is your daughter?
Oh, so you know her, do you? Are you one of her followers?
No, never. When I find her,
I can feel the hatred.
What?
Behind your words. The anger. You plan to kill her, don't you?
I'm sorry, but She killed my father.
She's a fool. But she's still my daughter. I was going to forgive her if she changed her ways. But I see it's too late. Heather, will you help me?
Help you?
I'm locked up in here, and I must stop Claudia.
Where are you now?
I'm not sure myself, but the door is at the end of the hall on the second floor. I think I can be of help to you. I have a seal. Please.
A seal? The end of the hall on the second floor.
I don't recall a door at the end of the hall on the second floor. Interesting. But before we check that out, let's go over to the storeroom and save. Also, I love this song. You don't get to hear this song at any other point in the game. Alright, and with the save point right there, that seems like a nice convenient spot to end off on. Thank you for watching.